Everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a DIY Dollar Tree Farmhouse Rustic Country ribbon poinsettias. First you're going to need some ribbon. I use this plaid or one of these burlap ribbons, some floral wire, and this cutting device. Now you're also going to need a ruler. So before I give you measurements and everything, I just wanted to tell you that I got this from Dezinefun, and I'm going to link her channel down below. She's pretty awesome. She did these in a blinged out sparkly gold and silver, which were beautiful. But of course, being my style, I wanted to inspire you guys as well. So I just put a little twist on it, and I'm going to show you what I worked out. She also had a measurement. Her strips of fabric were you needed 5 strips that were 7 inches long, but her ribbon was 2.5 inches wide. So what I've come to find out is depending on the width of your ribbon will make a difference on how long you want your ribbon to be. Okay, so this particular ribbon says that it's 2 inches wide. However, it's not. Actually, I take that back. This one says it's 2 inches wide. And at one roll of ribbon actually was like 1 3/4, and one of them was like 2. So the narrower your ribbon is, the shorter you want your strips to be, or otherwise it'll just be like too floppy. That's what I found out. So this is 2-inch ribbon, and truly 2-inch ribbon. And I made the pieces 7 inches long. When we used the 2.5-inch piece of ribbon, we made them about 8 inches long. And when we used the 1.5-inch piece of ribbon, we made them about 5 inches long. Okay? And you're going to cut 5 strips. And on each end of each strip, you're going to cut a point, like a triangle. Now, I've tried it with a stumpy triangle, and it looks good. But I tried it with the long, pointy triangle, and it actually looks much better. So what I've done is she was awesome. She was able to cut all of hers together. I was not. I don't have the skills or the knife or the scissor to do that. Excuse me. So I'm just cutting them one at a time. I cut one. I liked it. I folded it in half. I cut its other end, and then I used that as a template to cut the rest. And because there's only 5 pieces of ribbon, because there's 10 petals, then you don't have to worry about it. It's not a lot of work to cut each one individually. All right. Now that I've said that, these look beautiful on a tree, on a present, embellishing an ornament, a wreath on your door. Any of these ways that you could use this would be fantastic. Just a few rules that you want to make sure that each one is the same size piece, same length, and about the same angle at the tips. Then what you want to do is you want to cut yourself a piece of the floral wire. You want to have it ready, because once you pinch the middles of these together and hold them in your one hand, you won't have an extra hand to cut the piece of wire. That was one of the tips that I learned. So what you're doing here is, and if you watch the bow tutorial, you know what I mean about making an M. So you're going to basically, around the middle, the top to bottom middle, of the length of the ribbon, you're going to fold it in half along the edge of the ribbon, and then fold again. It kind of makes an M or a W. So it goes like from the wire up to the ceiling, down to the table, up to the ceiling, down to the wire, if that makes any sense. And you're going to do that with all 5 of them, and you're going to hold them together, and then you're going to wrap them in the floral wire and twist around the back. Now you're going to use the piece of floral wire that's left over to attach it to whatever you want to attach it to. Whether you want to attach it to an ornament or a wreath, or you want to attach it to a clothespin so that you can move it onto your forever wreath if you want to. Any of those things will work. So for this first one, for all of them, I'm going to embellish them with buttons. But for this first one, I embellished it by just hot gluing a button in the middle. I had this really cute mother of pearl button that I've had for a million years. The next one we're going to use is this plaid ribbon. And all of these ribbons are from the Dollar Tree, as well as the flower floral wire. All of these ribbons are from the Dollar Tree, as well as the floral wire. The buttons are some from the Dollar Tree. They did have these cute little containers of buttons at one point. And then some are from my collection. I always keep the extra buttons that you're given on a sweater or a shirt. I add them to my button box. I also used to pick up bags of buttons. They used to have miscellaneous bags of buttons at Walmart or Michael's. over the years, and then I've used them in tons of things, and they've come and gone over the years. So this is the 2.5-inch ribbon, and we want each one of these pieces to be 8 to 9 inches long. I did end up making these ones 9 inches long, but then I ended up cutting them down a little bit because I kind of felt like once it was together, they were a little too long. And then you're going to do the same thing. You want to cut each piece the same length. You want to cut the V-notches in the top, and you want to match the V-notches on both ends of the ribbon and repeat for all 5 pieces of ribbon. Okay? And again, I show you here, I'm really trying to cut through all the layers, and I just don't have the scissor for it. Maybe if I had a better scissor, it would work. Okay? So now here I'm going to show you a real-time, up-close view of how you bend the ribbon in that M shape. So what I do is I fold it in half, and then I fold those 2 halves backwards onto themselves. And I just repeat that with all 5 pieces. And I use my finger, and I just pinch them all between my finger. I try to keep them lined up as best as possible. You could probably use a binder clip or clothespin or a clamp or something if you had trouble holding all the, if you have dexterity issues and you have trouble holding all the pieces together. But you want to make sure that they're butted up side to side. That's sort of not dramatically important, but it really does make it finished product look much nicer. Okay? Now for this one, I'm going to do something a little different. Since we're using buttons, I bent the wire, not in a perfect U shape, but one of the legs is shorter than the other. What I did is I fed it through 2 of the buttonholes in the little button, and I doubled it up on top of a big button and fed it through 2 holes on the big button. So I have a cute little stacked button, and this one requires no glue. So I really thought that this would be another great craft for the kids, to do with the kids. No glue. You guys could cut the pieces for them if they're having scissor issues. All of the petals could be adjusted once it's wired together, so don't have to worry about it being quote unquote perfect. We don't like perfect. We like perfectly imperfect, correct? And now that I have the buttons wired together, you just use the buttons on the wires to twist through the back. You just want one of the legs of the wire to be longer than the other, so you don't waste extra wire. And then you just twist them onto each other. And what I like to do is I like to hold the wire and twist the flower. It does make it a little bit easier sometimes when you have dexterity issues. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to spread out the petals. And what I found to be very helpful and to make them look really pretty is I actually took the point of each petal and I pulled it so that it actually created that crease that you get from the ribbon in the middle. See there, each petal has like the crease. That's from when you pull the point of the petal, and it makes that beautiful crease that actually makes it look more like a poinsettia. I'm telling you, I don't know where she came up with these, but they're gorgeous, and I give her props and tons of credit. Actually, I give her all the credit. So then this one was also a ribbon from the Dollar Tree. This is wired. It is the natural burlap with white polka dots, and it is only a 1.5-inch wide ribbon. So we're going to make these strips just 5 inches long. And again, you want to make sure each ribbon is the same length and has the same V-notch in the top. The V-notch being in the top is not exactly a priority. It just makes it look better. Makes it look more like a flower and not just like a star or something if they're uniform. But they don't have to be exact because nothing in nature is. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing with this wire and these buttons. We're going to double layer. I had this really, really cute wooden button. And then I took one of the little pearl buttons from the Dollar Tree little container, and I layered it on top of this wooden button. And I just said, oh my gosh, this is my favorite one. First of all, the size is perfect. The button and the color, oh, I just fell in love with it. And I did the same thing with the wire. I folded the wire in half, making one leg longer than the other. Now keep in mind when you cut your wire, what you're going to apply these to, how much wire you're going to need to twist onto whatever you're applying it to. All right? And then we're just going to repeat all the same steps, in the process with this one as we did with the first two. Now remember, I'm going to link, no, I can't talk. I am going to give you guys the measurements down in the description box of what I found for different widths of ribbon. And I'm also going to leave you a link to Dezinefun's channel to her video about making these poinsettias, because I just thought she's so awesome. You should check her out. All right? And I really do got to get a new scissor. Scissor. You like when I'm like from New York and I say scissor? You can't tell I'm from New York until I say something like that. So you just make sure, again, you cut all the points the same. And because these strips were shorter, I did kind of make this one a little bit stubbier. I liked it. I just thought it was really cute. I love this ribbon. I want to make one of these with an unwired ribbon. Her suggestion was to use wired ribbons because it would hold the petal shape better. But I was curious to see how it would be with an unwired ribbon. So I think I'm going to try that out, and I might let you guys know. One other thing that I thought I would try, and I didn't try it for you guys here, but I picked up some of the green wire-edged burlap ribbon, and I thought that would make one layer, like take one of these forms, these petal shapes, put it behind the wire once you've wired the flower together for a leaf. I thought that would be cute because poinsettias often have leaves that look just like their petals. I didn't try, like I said, I didn't try that here because I was going for more of a neutral tone, but I think that's something I'm definitely going to try. And if you guys try it, let me know, and don't forget to share with me. I'd love to share and see all of your things that you make, all of your creations. I really do feel blessed that you all enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Here's this last one, and here are all of them together. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and check out Dezinefun. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, join the family, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. Ring that bell and YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a video. And don't forget to share this video with friends and family. Anybody know who may be interested in making one of these. And as always, you take care. God bless. See you next time. Bye.